Hello there, welcome. Welcome to my home. It's an honor and privilege to have you here. Thank you for making the choice to be here. Today I'm going to start back up with my product reviews. I know my last two videos that kind of, broke the mold a little bit as far as what I normally do. I normally do product reviews, but the last one previous was one about vaping health and vaping safety. And my most recent one was teaching people how to rebuild stock Kanger coils for their Protank series devices. But we're getting back on board the product review train here. Gonna get right back into the slot. Today's review is going to be on a entry-level starter mod or vape device that helped get me in, and it was the one that started it all. And I'm talking nothing more, and here it is. We got the iTazte VB version 2 made by Innokin. And this actually is the mod that started it all for me, that gave me the progression, the succession, and one of the reasons why, I'm talking to you now via video. It was given to me by a good, close personal friend here in the area. About 6 months back, we had just got done dining at a restaurant. We're both smokers, or at least I thought he was at the time. Had no idea my friend was wanting to quit. So we're outside, hanging around his pickup truck. We just got done eating, and what do smokers want to do when they get done eating and they're real full and bloated? They want to hit that cancer stick. So I'm out there, I've already got one lit up. I got, I think, a Marlboro Medium 100, and it's lit up. The smoke's going all over the place. It's really tantalizing, I guess, his sensations. And he reached into the center armrest, grabbed this, which it had a Protank 3 Mini on it, little ego twist job, little ego thread job, and proceeds to turn it on, and he's trying to start vaping on it. I'll give him credit. I had no clue he was wanting to quit, had no clue he was making an attempt. I thought he was a full legitimate smoker, but after about 2 minutes on this little stick, he threw it. He threw it right dead center into the driver's seat area, bounced, I don't know quite where it went initially. I looked at him and said, "What the heck's going on?" And he said, "Let me bum one of those off you." And I'm like, wait a minute, you're vaping on something, and I didn't know to call it vaping at that. I called it smoking. I was uneducated. I said, "You're smoking away on this electronic cigarette, and you're making little clouds, and you just got pissed off. What is it?" And he says, "I'm never going to try to quit smoking ever again. This is my 4th attempt. I did it on gum. I did it on the patch. I did hypnosis, and now I'm trying it with this bloody thing." And he got so frustrated that he reached in, found the iTazte. Everything worked. It was intact. The glass on the Protank didn't break. He reaches back into the center armrest, grabs a USB wall charger, grabs 2 bottles of juice, proceeds to grab, it was, I think, a Target bag, a plastic shopping Target bag, grabs that, slams it all in there, hands it to me, and says, "You have it." I'm there with a Marlboro Medium 100. I'm now working on my second. I have had no initial plans to quit smoking. I'm thoroughly enjoying myself. I'm in heaven. I'm in my element. I'm exactly where I need to be. I'm thinking, okay. So initially I was thinking, well, he doesn't want it. He's very passionate about that idea. He's giving it to me, so it's a gift. It's now becoming mine, which I'm kind of reluctantly taking because he's such a good friend, and I don't want to take away, make him feel like I'm trying to take advantage of him somehow. But so I take it, and initial thoughts was, I can sell it on eBay. I can sell it on Amazon. I'll put it on Craigslist. I have a little bit of extra cash. Well, somehow along the line, certain medical things kind of happened with me. And I was told by certain medical professionals out there that you might want to make a go at quitting smoking. It wasn't anything life's urgent. It wasn't, if I don't quit today, tomorrow I'm dead. It wasn't anything that severe. But it was just light notions that these medical professionals were seeing something with me on the horizon and wanted to intercept that problem, detour it, aim me in another direction so I'd have better health. And so that's where the mod that started it all for me, came into play. I started using this about 6 months ago, at the time smoking. And lo and behold, I slowly phased out the smokes, which took about a month and a half, almost close to 2 months' time between having this and having regular cigarettes. But it's possible. You can have a blend of the two initially. You might have a higher percentage of getting overly nicked out because you're getting nicotine in the e-juice, you're getting nicotine in the cancer stick. Blend those two together, a pure nicotine, a man-made one, kind of made ugh. And that's kind of what it did for me. So I had to make a choice one day. Put down the sticks for this stick, or put down this stick and have a box of 20 little ones right there. And so I chose this one. And especially with what I was medically told, the time periods for problems that could come up that I was told, this sounded like a much better viable option. So I went with this. And I was given as a gift the Innokin iTazte V-2 version 2. And I'll bring us the camera right down to the deck here. We'll go desk level with this real soon. And we'll get up close and personal with this very simple starter entry level. You've just come off the blue system. You just came off the Cig-a-likes systems. You just came off regular cigarettes. You're rotating, you're evolving. A little bit of evolution's happening with you in regards to vaping. You've just got off the blue, the Cig-a-likes, the real smokes. This would be something that could perceivably be in the next stage of your vaping evolution, if you so choose to keep moving in that direction, which I hope you do. Stay off the cancer sticks, stay on the vape, stay healthy, stay strong. But Innokin iTazte VV 2.0, and I'll get down, we'll go desk level with this. I'll let you get up close, intimate, and personal with this device, and then we'll bring it back up to above the shoulders time, and then we'll close this bad boy out. So here we go. See you at desk level. And we are down to desk level, and this is the Innokin iTazte VV 2.0 up close and personal. As you notice here, it's pretty short, square shape all around. And we'll start off the top. Right up here is your center fire pin floating on a spring in there, spring loaded floating 510 center pin. Will not have a problem making contact with any tank device, which the tank devices that are preferred for this type of a mod is things like a Kanger Protank 2 or an As-Lite clone, or a authentic Kanger Protank 3 Mini, which is ego threaded, or any of the clone variants of the Protank 3 Mini. We'll support them all. Floating center 510 pin. Never had a problem with this device making contact to the bottom firing pins of any tank device I have put atop this mod. Absolutely perfection, easy, butter. So as you see, rectangular shape. Right there's the little iTazte VV right there on the side. And right here is its fire button. And unlike my Vamo V5, this one actually is 3 quick clicks for on and 3 quick clicks for off, or depressions here. 1, 2, 3, off. 1, 2, 3, red, yellow, green. Red indicates we're booting up. Yellow indicates we're doing a product scan. We're scanning ourselves to make sure we're okay and sensing any possible tanks that might be atop of us. And then when it gives it to you in the green, that means our systems are okay. If it did detect a tank, it would be synchronized with it and ready to go. And so basically, green, you're good to vape. Then we would move on down the device to the real simpleton little display screen. This actually might be where the product might lose people a little bit. It takes, you kind of have to change your psychology in regards to this, because this is a real simple screen. As you see here, you're going to see a P in front of that 6.0 that I just displayed. I'll do it again for you just in case you didn't get it. right there. The P, and this is where the change in psychology, because most people who have a mod in their hand that is variable watt, variable volt, which this is both, I'm using the watt side. When you see the P in front of the number and the point something, P stands for watts and a U stands for volts. So a little psychology changes in order. A little interpreting things a little different is in order, and this is probably somewhat why the iTazte VV line doesn't quite have the following as it should, because the display screen, I feel, is the weakest part of the product as far as not giving the consumer the accurate, either numeric symbol or the actual letter in the alphabet, like W for watts and an actual V for volts. But this is a real simpleton screen. It's nothing high-tech, nothing liquid crystal about it, nothing. So basically, when you see the P in front of a number, that is indicating you're in watts, which again, watt side is preferred for any mod on the planet that you might so choose to use, because volts can be a little tricky, can get a little sketchy, but why not handle it in watts, and the watts handle the volts, kind of a special automatic volts pilot thing going on. One less option for you to worry about. More simple, more easy to use. And what you would do is push that screen one more time, indicate 0 puffs, P. Now I can switch up in 0.5 increments, but you have to keep that bad boy on. This screen doesn't stay on like my Vamos. This is tricky. This is another reason why 7, 7.5, 8, 8.5, 9, 9.5, 10, 10.5, and 11, and it stops right there. So, we're going on down to the hard deck, 6. So we are, this mod can only operate in watts between 6 watts and 11 watts every day of the week, 5 ways come Sunday. Nothing's going to change about that. And just the quickness also might be why this mod didn't have that incredible of a following. Version 1 came out and it was like ooh and ah, and the public who was into vaping was like, ooh yeah, we're going to take a good look into that. But unfortunately, that display screen wasn't just the product's kind of little downfall. Not only was it the screen, but it was the internalized battery, which is only a 650 mAh. People were only getting 2.5 hours, maybe 3 hours of continuous vaping before the damn thing would, turn itself off and say, I need a charge. This version 2, they kind of fixed that. They went from a 650 mAh, which means milliamp hours, and decided to go for an 800. With this particular device, I can get anywhere from like say 4, 4.5, 5, and if I really watch it, I can stretch it to maybe 5.5 hours of continuous vaping. Real nice, real smooth. Again, takes the 510 inner thread, ego threaded exterior, and it is wonderful in a pinch. It is a real sleek like pocket vapor. I mean, if fit in your chest pocket and all that kind of stuff. It really is nice. It's more so for convenience. Slip it in your purse, slip it in your back pocket, slip it in your front shirt pocket, and you're good to go. It isn't like a big bulky tubular device like a Vamo V5 or any such item like that. And then right down at the bottom, you're going to see the micro USB charge port right there. And with this device, with the 800 mAh battery in there, it takes 1.5, an hour and a half to charge the battery proper until this green light, which would stay on during charging, would be in its current state of off. As soon as that red light, actually the green light goes off, you're good to go. You're good to turn the device on. You're good to vape for 4 or 5 real heavy duty hours. But if you slow down a little bit and put a speed limit on the vaping, you get about 5.5 hours out of it. So micro USB, weird funky screen. I don't even know what they call it. They're, LED lights, I know that, but I don't quite know that. But enough of that. I don't want to spend all day talking about a funky screen. But again, rectangular, square in shape, micro USB, variable watts, variable volts, funky screen, 3 quick clicks to on, 3 quick clicks to off, ego threaded, 510 threaded, floating spring-loaded center pin that makes contacts with your tank. Again, never have had an issue with it. And what we're going to do here is I'm going to go above the shoulders time, get it off the deck, go face to face, and I'll load up a tank on here and let you see how it vapes. So here we go. And we are back above the shoulders, as I like to call it. I just wanted to let you know before I activated the camera, kind of had a micro thought. I just wanted to let you know that I'm not trying to persuade you not to buy in and get this product. Again, it is a wonderful product, a wonderful entry-level start vape device. It is an awesome alternative as you evolve from the blue or the Cig-a-like programs, or if the patch or gum didn't work and then the blue doesn't work and the Cig-a-likes don't work, or it was working but now you want to take things to a whole new level, this would be the level you'd go to, or an as-like device out there in the market. Maybe similar to like an Ego Twist, or maybe wanting to bust in with the heavy Vamo V5 as your first entry-level mod of choice. But just because I think the screen's a little hooky, and just because I think the button set is a little too quick for my personal preferences and my personal needs, doesn't mean it's going to be quick to you, and doesn't mean the screen's going to be hooky funky to you. Because again, I have a little hard time changing my psychology with the things like my Smallwell DPB65, with things like my Vamo V5 and other such variable mods that I have with the screen and the buttons to control and do so. Those have V's on there for volts, and those have W's on there for watts. Don't need to change up your way of thinking. But Innokin, for some reason, now I could be out of date myself. The P for power could be so legacy, it could be so way back in the day, it could be how it all began, that things on display screens had a P for power indicating watts and a U for a V indicating volts. I could be out of it myself, talking out the side of my neck, not quite in it to win it here, not knowing, and if that's on me, I apologize. But when I came into vaping a little over 5 months back, it was V's for volts and W's for watts. So just change up your little way of thinking. That's all. A little change of psychology. P for watt, U for volt. But other than that, it's a wonderful device. I just want to let you know something. This will, unless you have the ability to sit down close to an electrical plug-in socket and have your USB wall charger handy at all times, or a car charger that can do, you know, the electricity needed to run this device, this will not be under its own power anywhere close to qualifying to be a daily driver, meaning your 100% of the day vape device anywhere you go, because they did it up better with the version 2 here. They didn't do it so good with version 1 with the 650 milliamp hour battery in it, a mAh. That one can only vape 2 to 3 hours consecutively before it needs a recharge. This one can go 4 to 5 hours before needing a recharge. And the new 1600 that they have now can go 8 to 9 hours steady, regularly, consistently, without charge. But unless you're near a wall socket, or unless your car, you know, plug-ins, electrical plug-ins can provide the necessary power for this device, it will not qualify for daily driver status. This would be wake up in the morning, put some heavy nic in the little tank, which the tank of choice for a device like this, you want a Kanger Protank 3 Mini, Ego threaded, 1.5 milliliter fluid capacity, 510 drip tip, or an as-like clone. And you can find many as-like clones on websites such as like Fastech in the sort. But high nicks in there, wake up, vape for about 20, 30 minutes to an hour, turn it off, put it either in your purse, your pocket, your sleep, wherever. Get to work, vape on it before going into the door for a couple minutes. You're at work, you got your first 15-minute break a couple hours later, vaping. A couple hours later, your 30-minute to 1 hour lunch break, you're vaping. Turn it off. A couple hours later, your last 15-minute break of the day, you're vaping. On the way home, you're definitely vaping, going, thank God, I'm going home. And then as soon as you get home, this would be the type of device under its own power that you turn off and forget about it. And then preferably go to something a little bit more beefier that has the staying power for days on one battery, on one charge, versus 4 to 5 hours stay on one charge. But or get home. This does have pass-through technology, meaning it can be hooked up to a USB wall charger or a USB car charger and vape at the same time while it's recharging. So that's a good option right there. But I'll start thinking about wrapping this bad boy up here. Again, the iTazte VV 2.0, 510 thread, Ego thread, floating spring-loaded 510 center floating pin. Again, I've had a Protank 2 on here, a Protank 3 Mini, a small variant of an Aero tank, and with all those particular tanks, never had a problem with connectivity. The 510 pin, champion every single time. And again, 3 clips on, 3 clips off, the fire button as well. Real quick cycling, has micro buttons for a menu, does have a display screen, micro USB charge, again with pass-through vape charge at the same time technology. Again, lasts 4 or 5 hours just on its own battery power alone. And I think that's about it. And again, what product review video wouldn't be satisfactory or all the way complete without the reviewer vaping on the product that is being reviewed. So I have an authentic Kanger Protank 3 Mini right here, Ego threaded, just like I described earlier. What this system's really kind of meant for, this is where it shines. With this particular tank, and I build my own coils. This one is a 1.5 ohm coil that I built with 30 Kanthal, a lead in, plus 6 wraps, pinch, and then set it back in there and get it, wicked up, and we're on the way. But this is kind of what it's for, and I'll give you a little right there, real nice. It's just like well crafted, like it was like forged from one mold, like one solid piece of machinery. This is where this device shines. It can host a Protank 2, but with this Ego thread, you're going to need an Ego threaded beauty ring to 510 capability. So Ego to 510 versus I have a 510 to Ego thread, but it starts out 510, goes to Ego, and then can support a 5. So you're going to have to make sure that the beauty ring that comes with it, it's going to work. If you buy it brand new, you're going to find an Ego thread beauty ring that you put at the base first, then you put your Protank on there so it doesn't wobble and has greater stability. But again, I feel the Protank 3 Mini is where this device shines. Makes it look the best. Makes it operate the best. So right now I am vaping, and I usually put products that down in the description. I give a little grocery list of what's being displayed on my videos normally. I'd love to be able to give you a hyperlink to the company that made this Devil's Venom, but unfortunately Nitro Vapes went out of business about 3 months back. So this is part of my legacy gear now. If a company goes out of business and I still have some juice, it becomes legacy to me. If there's a company that made a juice and the juice line flopped and I have some of it and I can't buy any more of it, just like with Nitro Vapes, just like to the juice, if it's going away and if it's gone, it becomes it becomes the dinosaur, the extinct dinosaur legacy group of vaping. So this is the Devil's Venom by Nitro Vapes. Again, no longer in business. This is a real juice here, but I like it. So I use it sparingly, and what better way to use sparing than in a 1.5 mil tank. So I'm going to give this quick vape for you. I have it set for 7.5 watts, or P 7.5. So here we go. Real pleasant vape. Nothing too powerful, nothing too intense. This isn't going to knock you in the dirt. This isn't going to win cloud competitions, just be advised. And if anybody tells you that, they're telling you, they're not telling you the truth. So, real pleasurable, personal little vape. Creates a personal little cloud, stays real close to your personal airspace. And as you see, I mean, I'm exhaling and the vapor's going away probably 12, 13, 14 inches away from my mouth. It's dissipating. So you're not going to bother anybody with the likes of the iTazte VV 2.0 with an actual or clone Protank 3 Mini on there. Where clones are just as good. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. But and we'll take one more here. Just real nice. And we'll see if we can get a little bit more vapor. I'll actually go into the screen, pump it up. I'll put it to 8 watts. At a 1.5 ohm coil, I think 8 watts is pretty safe. I do it in the Vamo V5 all the time. So here we go. Better cloud production. Plus, if it changes the tone of your voice el temporare, you know you're getting good when it goes around your voice box and kind of alters things a little bit. That's actually how you can tell if you got a good quality vape going on, if you got good vapor production going on. On the exhale, try to say a word. If it changes the tone as it's going around your voice box, it's a pretty good indication you're getting a good little vape. So again, iTazte VV 2.0. I'll put a hyperlink down in the description where you can get one of these bad boys. I'll even put a link to where you can get a authentic Kanger, and I'll even throw in a cloned Kanger Protank 3 Mini down in the product description, video description, I'm sorry. And again, fires down to 6 watts, fires all the way up to 11, or if you want to do volt side, it does 3.3 volts, all the way up to 5 volts. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this. It was a pleasure having you here in my home. Thank you for being here and allowing me the time in your life to overly verbosedly do another product video review for you. So thanks for letting me have the time in your life to do so. And if you have any questions or comments, throw them on down there. I review my videos pretty much on a daily basis. Any question posed to me, I'll always ask. And if I don't have the answer, I'll hyperlink you to somewhere that does. You know, I'm not ashamed to say that I'm not a know-it-all. I don't know it all. I'm still fairly new. I'm within my first 6 months of vaping. And if I don't have the answer, I will make sure to aim you somewhere that does. And if you really like my videos, again, my Vaperosity playlist, you like what you see, please subscribe. It would be nice to have some subscribers. So with that, I'll bid you adieu. Again, Innokin, iTazte, VV 2.0. And I'll put links to where you get them. And wherever you're watching this day or night, I hope you're having a good day or night. And I will see you later on my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.